Now at 10, experts stress the role of a basic disaster supplies kit during times of severe weather. Plus,
President Biden delivers a high-stakes State of the Union. I'm Natalie Brand with the highlights as he makes a case for a second term.
And Franklin Technology Center hosts its career fair at Joplin High School.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We're continuing to track severe weather threats. This is a slightly late edition of KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look.
Yeah, of course, it is severe weather season, and this was event number 1 of the severe weather season. We usually average 8 to 10 events, so obviously we got a long ways to go. Had numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, even a tornado warning. We saw a flash flood warning, Jasper, Barton, Lawrence, and then also into Dade County. But most of our storms right now, they're just strong, but you can see they've been kind of tracking over the exact same area and now starting to lift a little bit toward the north, but still very strong storms, and we can't rule out a random severe thunderstorm as we go through the next couple hours. But I really think most of these are just going to stay strong. All right, so here's I-44 just north of Mount Vernon. Tracking back, strong thunderstorm near Carthage. I-49, another pretty good cell near Asbury, and then stretching back toward Columbus. Let's track a little bit farther toward the west. Here's Oswego, Parsons, pretty good cell just to the east of Coffeyville. And these will continue the next few hours, kind of lifting northeast. And then I think after midnight, we're just talking good old scattered showers and thunderstorms lasting for the next several hours and then starting to rotate out of here late tonight into tomorrow morning. But we are still going to have periods of showers sticking around as we go through the daytime hours for us tomorrow. Also, much cooler temperatures working in behind this storm system. So we'll break it all down for you coming up here in just a bit.
And we'll see you then. It's Severe Weather Preparedness Week. Authorities take this time to highlight the importance of having a basic disaster supplies kit ready in case of severe weather. Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Dunaweg Fire Department advise having water and non-perishable food, a weather radio, a flashlight, batteries, and a first aid kit in your bug-out bag, as they call it. A whistle to signal for help, medications, and supplies for your pets are also important items to keep handy.
Make sure you know where you're going to go when a storm hits, okay? Make sure if you don't have a storm shelter that you know of a good inside room that you're going to be having to get to, maybe have a to-go bag to where you can have just grab it and go.
We thought, you know what, there may be another storm, but at the very least, maybe we'll be a little bit more prepared this time. And whenever you have kids or grandchildren, like I do, you want to be able to even be the go-to.
Cash, including change, could also be useful in your bug-out bag. And remember, you can find weather-related information on our KOAM Skywatch weather app. The economy, immigration, healthcare, and education were among the topics tonight as President Biden addressed the Joint Chamber of Congress and the nation. Reporter Natalie Brand takes a look at tonight's State of the Union speech.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Before Congress and the American public, President Biden delivered his final State of the Union address ahead of November's presidential election.
What makes our moment rare is that freedom and democracy are under attack both at home and overseas.
While the State of the Union is an official speech, the president touched on key election year issues, including abortion.
If you, the American people, send me a Congress that supports the right to choose, I promise you, I'll restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again.
On the economy, the president touted job growth.
America's comeback is building the future of American possibilities, building an economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down.
And called on Congress to cap out-of-pocket drug costs at $2,000 a year for Americans with private health insurance.
Americans pay more for prescription drugs than anywhere in the world. It's wrong, and I'm ending it.
As Republican lawmakers in Congress accused the administration of failing on the border, the president called for a bipartisan solution.
Get this bill done. We need to act now.
The president also unveiled plans for a temporary aid port on Gaza's coast to ease the growing humanitarian crisis as ceasefire talks in the war between Israel and Hamas stall.
Outside, pro-Palestinian demonstrators gathered near the Capitol. Families of Israeli Americans held hostage in Gaza were among those invited as special guests by lawmakers, as well as Ukrainian Americans, as foreign aid continues to be held up in the U.S. House. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Alabama Senator Katie Britt, the youngest Republican woman elected to the U.S. Senate, delivered the GOP's response tonight. She criticized the president on the issues of immigration and the border, the state of the economy, and crime and safety issues. The senator said our families are hurting and our country can do better. A Nevada, Missouri man is dead from an SUV crash today in Carthage. That crash happened around 6 this morning at Central and I-49. Authorities say the SUV left the road to the right, struck a traffic signal pole. The impact knocked some of the lights from that pole. The SUV caught fire and the driver, Andrew Corritzen, died at the scene. Jasper County authorities say a person of interest in a fatal stabbing investigation is in custody, but the suspect is still on the loose at last report. They've arrested Paul Phillips Jr. of Seneca, a person of interest in the stabbing death of Seth Langford of Carl Junction. Authorities in Cherokee County, Kansas yesterday gave chase to a vehicle that went to a home in Jasper County, Missouri. They surrounded the property, eventually broke in with a battering ram. They didn't find anyone in that home, but later found Phillips at a nearby house. Authorities are still searching for Scott Burleson of Wyandotte, Oklahoma. He's the man they've charged with second-degree murder in the stabbing case. Plans are underway for a centennial celebration for the 100th anniversary of Route 66. The Missouri Route 66 Centennial Commission met today to discuss such topics as the website, tour stops, and special centennial events, as well as an overall status update. The meeting was also a way for the committee to address some specific needs of the communities involved.
Commissioners throughout this 2-year time frame preparing for what kinds of activities can we have in communities like Joplin, like Springfield, where we have Route 66 running through our communities. So this is a commission that's getting out into those areas across the state to find out what are the best ways we can celebrate.
Route 66 Centennial is going to be in 2026. Plans for a new theater complex in Joplin are progressing. The city says applications for a $12 million building permit have been filed to construct the B&B Theater's Luxury Entertainment Center in the 32nd Street Place development. Officials say the center will include 8 screens, heated reclining seats, and a full bar, food menu. It'll be part of a larger complex that will include a Menards home improvement store and a 250-unit apartment complex. It's the beginning of a new era for the Joplin Outlaws. John's going to have details on new ownership and a new league later in sports. But first, students in McDonald County Elementary get an up-close and personal education on exotic animals.
Ashley's Orange Event interest for 5 years with 0 down. Shop the Orange Event at your local Ashley.
The Ronald McDonald House Charities of the 4 states has a new executive director. Lori Jones is taking over the position. She's previously served at nonprofits, including the Children's Center of Southwest Missouri. Ronald McDonald House Charities has been helping families in the 4 states since 1996. It's Thank a Farmer Day, so the Missouri Farm Bureau and local FFA chapters came together to support the Ronald McDonald House. The donors provided food, pantry items, and grocery gift cards to the charity. The Missouri Farm Bureau started Thank a Farmer Week to celebrate the abundance of food and other products produced by farmers in the Show Me State and nationwide. The kids who participated looked to make the most of their money for donations.
Split into 3 groups, and we looked at the wish list that was given to us, and we each decided we'd spend around $100 for each group, just giving back. We got everything from Capri Suns to Goldfish to protein packs and trail mix.
This is the 26th year of Thank a Farmer Day. Dr. Seuss's book, If I Ran the Zoo, was the inspiration for Dickerson Park Zoo making a trip to White Rock Elementary in McDonald County. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
A cuddly chinchilla, a scaly snake, and a majestic hawk are just a few of the animals that students at White Rock Elementary came face to face with.
Well, this morning I had some students who were very excited because they were hoping that they would bring an elephant with them today.
The purpose of these animals? To inspire curiosity and learning.
Big push that we've made since we started Dr. Seuss Week is to make sure that kids get excited about reading. And so we thought, what better way for them to get excited about If I Ran the Zoo if we brought the zoo to them.
Nancy Weiser is the docent in charge of educating students about these animals. As a former teacher, she understands why these animals grab so much attention.
But I would always invite the zoo to come into my classrooms and quickly noticed how much that connected with children and how I could teach a variety of concepts and skills through that avenue. And it was highly motivating. Kids really love to learn and see animals.
Reactions from students come in a variety of different faces.
I am so entertained by that. And then the curiosity. Even the little guys who will raise their hand and have a story or they forgot, you know that they've been just totally wrapped up the entire time.
Whether it's an animal covered in fur, feathers, or scales, these students just can't take their eyes off what's in front of them. Reporting in McDonald County, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
What fun. The animals were brought as a part of the school's Read Around America week. Students are going to continue reading festivities tomorrow in the theme of a birthday party, from snakes to cakes, I guess. A little bit later, high school girls basketball hits the hardwoods. John's going to have highlights from tonight's playoff matchups coming up in sports.
Plus, we still have rounds of showers and thunderstorms for us tonight. We're going to have those details coming up.
This is home.
Well, of course, showers and thunderstorms for us this morning. A little bit of a break this afternoon, then strong to severe thunderstorms really got going during the evening hours, and we still have thunderstorms out there for us right now. Here is a nice shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. I do think overall our severe threat is pretty much done. We are going to have some strong storms as we go through the overnight hours, but not much in the way of severe weather, which is good. We do have a flash flood warning, so this is Barton, Jasper, Lawrence, Dade counties in southwest Missouri. We've seen some very heavy amounts of rain. You can see these storms now kind of lifting back toward the north and to the east. If you live along and south of I-44, you haven't had much of anything throughout the daytime hours for us today. But again, still some strong storms, but we're not seeing a lot of severe weather, which is great. Let's go ahead, zoom in. We're going to go over toward Mount Vernon. So we're looking in Lawrence County into Dade County, Greenfield, and then stretching back toward Avila, and then just to the east of Carthage. So here's I-49, Lamar, pretty good cluster over toward Asbury, and then just south of Pittsburgh. So this cluster is lifting through Pittsburgh. Let's go a little bit farther toward the west. Another pretty good storm, Lebec County, Parsons, Oswego over toward Mound Valley. And then once you get north of Pittsburgh, it's just all good rain, a little bit of lightning, a little bit of thunder, but just pretty much good showers and thunderstorms. And again, this batch lifting toward the northeast, but this batch, this is the one that will fill in along and south of I-44. So that's going to give the people who haven't had much rain so far today, which you can see. Look at this. I-44 north, so you hit the green, we're talking at least quarter of an inch. Where you see the yellows, this is 3 inches of rain. Where you get the oranges and the red, we're talking 4 or 5 inches. So a lot of areas have picked up some very heavy amounts, but south of I-44, not much at all. All right, so our front, it's still kind of draped right along the Kansas-Oklahoma state line, right through Joplin. So that's why these storms are lifting north and east. So it's warmer to the south, cooler to the north, about a 10-12 degree spread. As we go through the next few hours, here's 1 o'clock in the morning, showers and thunderstorms spreading in south of I-44 and really starting to lighten up on the Kansas side. Heaviest rain's out of here by morning, so here's 5:30 in the morning. Still some leftover showers. We're going to have light showers through the morning, but once we get into the afternoon hours, the upper level low starts to rotate through, so showers start to really fill in. Not much in the way of thunderstorms, mainly just good old rain. So periods of rain along and south of I-44 as we get into tomorrow evening, and then all of this will rotate out of here and will clear out just in time for Saturday morning. Additional rainfall amounts, we've seen a lot of areas still are going to pick up a quarter, half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch in spots. So here's our storm system, the upper level low right back across parts of Mexico. As it rotates out, we clear out for the weekend, but look at our highs Saturday. Even though it's going to be sunny, we're only going to be into lower 50s. It does get a little bit better by Sunday as we get back up near 60 degrees by Sunday afternoon. All right, 58 tomorrow, on and off showers, especially along and south of I-44. 52 Saturday, clocks, they move forward 1 hour Saturday night. 62 on Sunday, it'll be dark. It won't get dark until almost 8 o'clock, like pitch dark, which is going to be nice. But we needed this rain. We didn't need any of the severe weather, but it's that time of the year.
Yeah, some people got a lot, as you say, some didn't get any.
I know, it's crazy.
Big variation. Thanks, Judd. Still ahead, 3 more high school basketball state qualifiers from Kansas take the floor. And the Joplin Outlaws announce a change in the direction of the team. A big one. John Dales has those stories and more. It's up next.
Home and comfort.
Hey, welcome into another Thunder Thursday. As we flip the calendar to March, we're just a month away from the NBA playoffs. And the Thunder entered today tied for first place in the Western Conference with the Timberwolves. However, Minnesota beats the Pacers on the road tonight, which pulls it a half game in front of OKC. Oklahoma City's been handling its own business very well. The Thunder 8-2 in their last 10 times out. And your next chance to watch them on our airwaves tomorrow night. The Miami Heat visit Paycom Center. You can watch it on Fox 14. Another programming note, you can see WWE SmackDown after our newscast tomorrow night on Fox. Since their inception, the Joplin Outlaws have been led by General Manager Mark Raines. The team announced it this morning, though it's been sold. So in 2024, the Outlaws have new ownership and will be playing in a new league.
We're acquiring the Joplin Outlaws and taking them from the Mink League into the Mid-America League.
2024 will be the first season of the Mid-America League. The Outlaws join 5 other teams from across Missouri, Arkansas, and Texas, playing a 68-game regular season, which means 12 more home contests with a new feel at Joe Becker Stadium.
When you come to a game, you're going to see really a AA or AAA atmosphere. So you're going to see the in-game promotions, a lot different ticketing type things. We'll have have the suites open. We'll have a picnic area, and we'll also we're looking at doing a kids area with inflatables.
With an improved ballpark experience, the Outlaws' new GM says there will also be an increase in the level of play on the field.
So we're really looking for higher competition that's going to be at Joe Becker. You're going to see some local kids as well. We've got about 5 to 8 Springfield, Joplin area kids. So when you come out, you're going to see some good competition and also some local guys that are trying to improve their skills.
4 of the Mid-America League teams are from Texas, 1's from Arkansas. The season starts the week of May 20th. It concludes with the league championship the first week of August. Over to Columbia, Missouri, Liberal girls basketball concludes its playoff run this afternoon. The Lady Bulldogs play in the Class 1 third place game. At Mizzou Arena in Columbia, Liberal takes the floor as it plays for a third place trophy against Delta. Opening quarter, fight for the ball, and Abby Barton gets the rebound and the putback. She'd finish with 9 points in the game. Later in the half, Presley Holweg goes up for the layup, misses it, but gets her own miss and puts it back in. Delta leads by 15. Liberal not going to give up, though. Still in the first, Taylor Swarns. Tough layup is good. A few possessions later, Bailey Couch in the corner beats the buzzer with a 3-pointer. Liberal makes it a 2-point game at the break. Fourth quarter now, Taylor Swarns driving to the rim again. Count the basket plus the foul. Bulldogs within 1 point, but Delta plays keep away the rest of the game, makes some clutch free throws down the stretch, and Liberal falls just short. After a great effort, Delta beats them 61-57. Lady Bulldogs don't go home empty-handed, though. They finished 4th in the state.
I'll always be indebted to these guys because I think I was in 5th grade when I dreamed about coming to the Final Four. And I didn't get it done as a player or as a manager, and then as a player. And I hadn't gotten to be here as a coach. And these guys brought me here. They let me live out my dream by bringing me here. So that's another level of endowment, that I'll never forget for them.
In Kansas, 3 more of our high school basketball teams compete in the state quarterfinals today. We start in Class 4A with the boys. Fort Scott falls to McPherson 61-48. Bullpups are the #1 seed in the tournament. They have an undefeated record. Tigers gave them all they could handle, but they finished the year 16-7. Moving to Class 2A boys, Erie's postseason run comes to an end. The Red Devils run into a buzzsaw in Sacred Heart. They fall 74-35. Erie finishes the year with an 18-6 record. Then girls Class 3A, Girard loses a heartbreaker. Lady Trojans fall 32-30 to the 2-time defending champ Goodland. Lady Trojans held the lead for the majority of the second half. The Cowboys win it on a 3-pointer in the last minutes. More state action tomorrow, though. In the semifinals, Colgan girls basketball and Fort Scott girls basketball both play tomorrow. They both are trying to punch their ticket to the state title game.
It is an exciting time, exciting month for basketball fans.
For sure.
We'll be right back.
Larry Weeks, a four-state hero.
Doug and our weather team has been tracking severe weather and the threat of severe weather really throughout the evening, and it's not quite over yet, Doug.
No, we still have a lot of showers and thunderstorms out there. Strong thunderstorms. I'm not anticipating much in the way of severe weather from here on out. And all this rain will also fill in south of Interstate 44 later on tonight. So just periods of showers and thunderstorms kind of sticking around. All right, 58 tomorrow, on and off showers, drying out, but cooling down as we head into the weekend.
Yeah, sunshine over the weekend sounds pretty nice. Final sports note.
More college basketball tomorrow in Kansas City. Pitt State and Missouri Southern women's basketball, they meet for the 3rd time this season in the MIAA tournament.
That'll be fun. Thanks for staying up so late with us tonight. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.